So welcome to the mindful standing and Qigong movements. And so coming to stand with your feet hips width apart. And as I give some brief initial guidance for the practice, perhaps tuning in to the contact between the feet and the floor. And also your breathing. And the intention for this practice is to build on the body scan. So we're cultivating present moment awareness of the body and the breath, but this time standing, moving and stretching. So we're practicing inhabiting the body with a friendly awareness and coming back whenever we notice the mind's been pulled elsewhere. The intention is also to be aware of our own limits and edges and to meet these with kindness and curiosity, but not to push through them into pain or discomfort. So knowing you can always choose to skip a movement or adapt it or not hold it so long, and you can do the movement sitting in a chair if this is right for you. And also here, if you have any particular injuries you know about, then really taking care with these. So now, as you stand here, perhaps gently unlocking the knees a little and dropping the awareness right down into the feet, feeling the points of contact. Feeling the feet pressing into the floor. Where do you feel this most clearly? And then from here, let's expand our awareness up from the feet to include the lower legs, the ankles, the knees and thighs, the torso, so the belly, the chest, and the back from the base of the spine, climbing up the vertebra through the middle of the back, up through the upper back between the shoulder blades, and acknowledging with friendly awareness anything here in the shoulders, allowing it to soften to the extent that it will. Feeling the sensations also in the arms dangling down to the forearms and the hands and fingers. And also feeling the neck and having a sense of the spine without any effort from its base gently rising up through the back and the neck to the top of the back of the crown of the head, the highest point of the body. The chin slightly tucked in, make space in the back of the neck. So standing here with this grounded base, so a little bit like a kind of standing mountain, grounded and stable, upright and dignified. And then also noticing the breathing. A breathing standing mountain. Here with this breath, and this one, and this one. So then, opening the eyes if they've been closed, and we'll bring the weight onto the right foot. So feeling the left foot light and the right foot heavy. So bending the right leg then and sitting a bit and bringing your left leg up, and you can hold onto a chair for this, it's totally fine. And making little circles with your knee. In one direction and then in the other. So the circles are coming from the knee, the foot's just moving through space. And coming back to the center, taking a breath or two, and easing the weight onto the left foot and sitting the buttock, tucking the buttocks in slightly so the right leg can come up, and then making circles with the knee in one direction. Feeling all those little movements in the left foot, keeping you standing, and the other direction. Breathing all the while. And coming back to the standing. So then shifting your weight onto the right leg, so the left foot's light, and stretching out the left leg and pulling the toes back to get a gentle stretch in the calf. Breathing out through the heel. And then bringing the left leg up so the thighs come close to the stomach and letting it drop. And as you do, just bending the toes back at the bottom. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting the weight of the leg drop. And coming back to center. Taking a couple of breaths in and out. And then bringing the weight onto the left leg, tucking the buttocks and pulling the toes back, feeling that gentle stretch in the calf. Breathing out through the heel. And then bringing the thigh up to the stomach and letting it drop. And as you do, just putting the toes back at the end. No effort needed, just dropping. And coming back to center. Coming back to this standing mountain, dignified posture. Long spine, shoulders at ease. So then, bend the knees slightly and do some hip turns. So turning from the hip. Allowing your hands to flow and massage your sides. Maybe big motion, big turns. Maybe a little bit smaller, feeling what's right for you just now. Experimenting with both. And then coming back to standing. So then coming to a slightly different posture. So the invitation is to allow the heels to come wider than the toes, and then the toes to come wider than the heels again. So heels wider than toes, toes wider than heels. And just to sit a little bit, to activate the thighs and tucking the buttocks in. Maybe hardly sitting, maybe sitting more. It's really fine. And just tucking the buttocks in and feeling the spine long still, head suspended, thighs activated. And maybe placing the hands on the belly for a moment to just feel this breathing process. And being rocked and moved by the breath. And then placing your hands down on the thighs, palms outwards. And perhaps opening your eyes to do this, or keeping them closed, it's up to you. Breathe as you breathe in, bring the hands up. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down. So timing the movement with your breath. Feeling all the sensations. The in-breath, noticing the palms. With the out-breath, noticing the backs of the hands. And noticing any thoughts passing through the mind, then letting that be. You come back to the next movement. So now, let's turn over the hands, and as you breathe in, flexing the wrists back with palms towards you. And then as you breathe out, flexing the wrists back, palms away from you. Breathing in, and breathing out. And as you do this, you might also rise up the legs with the in-breath. And sit down with the out-breath. Feeling the air filling the chest and belly with the in-breath. And emptying with the out-breath. And then again, you might be choosing to sit quite low, or maybe just slightly sitting. And feeling the stretch as well in your wrists. Not overdoing it, finding your edge. And remembering to stop the movement at any time and just come back to standing if you feel pain or your body's telling you that would be the right thing to do. So then, gathering up the air in a circular motion with the in-breath, and then bringing the wrists across each other as you come back down with the out-breath. Gathering up the air and sitting down with the out-breath, tucking the buttocks in. Really sensing the feet, the heels, sensations in the arms as they move. Noticing any thoughts passing through the mind. And gently coming back to the next movement, the next in-breath, the next out-breath. And then just pausing for a moment. Placing the hands on the abdomen again. Checking in. And whatever's here in the body. And also whatever mood is around just now. Really acknowledging. With curiosity, oh look, this is what's here. The energy of this mood, this emotion. The energy, the life of this. Pleasant or unpleasant. And just letting that be, letting it be in the background now. Not trying to get rid in any way. In the foreground, coming back to the feet, the breathing. So the final movement of this section, we begin with the hands up in front of the face, the chin, crossing at the wrists. And as we breathe in this time, the hands come down in a circular motion down the outside and we sit. And then as we breathe out, the hands come back up round the outside. Breathing in as the hands come down. Breathing out as the hands come back up the outside. Fully embodied. The wings of the bird, moment by moment. Again, maybe exploring what's good for you, maybe sitting lower and big flap of the wings for the out-breath. Or maybe just a gentle movement, smaller circles. And then when you're ready, coming to stand again, knees unlocked, feet hips width apart, and just doing some hip turns again. Just loosening up, buttocks tucked in. And coming to stand. And then we'll just do a gentle kind of curling forward. So with the hands on the thighs, inviting you to begin lowering down with the hands moving first. And finding your edge here. So keeping the hands on the legs and coming to a place where you feel the stretch in the legs. What's that like? But coming to the soft edge where there's the stretch, there's your breathing. You're not in the hard edge of discomfort. And coming back up, the hands staying on the legs, and the last thing to come up is your head. And breathing. And once more coming down, the legs, hands first. Finding that edge. Breathing into the edge. And coming back up and stretching up. Morning stretch. Then coming to stand again and just feeling the after effects of what's just been asked of the body. As we come now to do some gentle side stretches, so with the hands on the outside of the thighs this time, gently bringing the left hand down so the right hand slides up, and finding your edge here and breathing. Are you striving and pushing through? Are you aware? Are you sensitive? Are you tuned in? And easing off, coming back up. And with an out breath coming to the other side. Coming back up again. And breathing. Being with whatever's here. Breathing with it, letting it be. Even a feeling that says, I don't want to be. That's okay, just noticing that. Coming down once more on the left. And this time, it feels appropriate to extend the stretch. You could bring your right elbow up. Feeling the stretch in the hips, making wise choices. And you could even bring your hand over the head, if that feels appropriate. And breathing. As we coming back up to centre. Feeling the lungs. Then with an out breath, coming down the other side. The hand sliding down the right leg. And maybe you can feel your edge here already. So staying there, breathing, exploring. But if you like, you could bring up your left elbow to extend the stretch, and even bring the left hand over the head. Breathing all the while. And then when you're ready, coming back to centre. Again, feeling the after effects of what's just been asked of the body. So now, breathing in and turning the neck, and then breathing out as you look over your shoulder towards your feet. So breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the gentle turning of the hips and the body. Feeling the stretch in the neck. Maybe enjoying the stretch in the neck. And coming back to stillness. And doing some gentle shoulder rolls. So you know to do this. Shoulders as if you're trying to touch them in front of you. And then up. And all the way back and down. Maybe combining it with a breathing. Breathing in for half the rotation. Breathing out for the other half. And changing the direction then. Really sensitively tuning in to the parts of the body involved in this movement. Flowing with it. And coming to standing. Again, feeling the after effects of what's just been asked of the body. And then doing some circles with the hips. So these might be small circles, exploring the sensations here. They might be bigger circles if that's what your body is calling for just now. In the other direction. And coming to stillness. And shaking out now a little, so shaking out the wrists, front of you and above you, to the sides. Again, taking care here if you've got any injury. Behind you. And then including the arms and the neck and the head, the shoulders and the legs. And coming to stillness. And just resting now, here. Feeling the feet on the floor. Grounded base. The length of the spine. Chin slightly tucked in. Head suspended. The whole body alive. Living, breathing body. Moment by moment by moment. Feeling the nourishment with each in-breath. The release with the out-breath.